ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله، صلى الله تعالى على آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وعاشروهن بالمعروف. صدق الله العظيم، وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم، ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. My dear respected listeners, since the past many weeks we've been talking about the rights of creations of Allah, different rights of creations of Allah that have been placed over us, that we've been made responsible about, and about whom we will be asked, we will be questioned on the Day of Judgment, whether we fulfilled those rights or not, and to what extent did we fulfill those rights. Among those rights are the children of are the rights of our azwaj, our partners in life. And the first and the foremost right, which has been mentioned as one of the two purposes of nikah, is to fulfill and be a source of satisfaction for the other half. And the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned, in fact in the Quran, where it says hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasul lahun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that they are like a dress to you and you are like a dress to them. This means that with the relationship of nikah, we are protected, and our iffat and ismat, our respect, our honor, our purity is protected, just like a dress protects us from the eyes of people. And ulama have written that a person who does not enter into this relationship even when they have all the means, then they are like a person who does not have a dress. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. They are open and unprotected to the things of shaitan and the things of this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always protect us. Ameen. If somebody has the desire, feels the need, but does not have the means, and to be very clear, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the picture of nikah that they have presented before us is very simple. Nikah is valid with only three things being there. One is the man and the wife accept each other, that the wife is given to the nikah and the man accepts. The second thing is that this has to happen in the witness of two adult sane males, or one adult sane male, and if the other sane male is not available because all the males have become insane, then two women who are adult sane and have a good memory. And the third thing that has to happen is that there has to be an agreement between the man and wife that what will be the mahar. And these are the three conditions that when they are fulfilled, a nikah is valid and the relationship is permissible. Now some people have abused this, and some people have So in our society, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, because we are far away from deen and practice of deen and the spirit of deen, in every single thing we'll see that we have started doing ifrat and tafreet. Ifrat is doing too much and tafreet is doing too less. So there's people and there's societies in which nikah and marriage is such a major deal that you have to save for years before you are able to even think about it. And parents don't want to marry their daughters or their male children, even their sons, only because they feel that they are not ready, because they do not have the finances. My dear respected brothers and sisters, we have to refer back to the life of the Prophet ﷺ and the life of Sahaba. This is our only protection from this. We have lived in places, in cultures in which we mingled with the non-Muslims, and their ways have made their way into our lifestyle and into our culture, and that has hurt the Islamic society a lot. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. It is the need that parents and those whoever are in control, sometimes children are in control of their lives themselves, or they have an influence over their parents, that they can help in decision making or influence the decision making. They should, if they have the means, then mashallah, go ahead and spend whatever you like, remaining within the constraints of Sharia. Don't be a miserly person. But if you do not have the means, or if whatever means you have, go ahead. If you have the need, if you are of age, go ahead and make a simple nikah. Do a simple ceremony. It doesn't even have to be a ceremony. Like I explained, if the three conditions are fulfilled, a nikah is valid. The other side of people are those, and we find them, especially being an imam, I come across this almost every other month. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, that people want to do something called a shari'i nikah, that we are going to do a nikah that is valid in the eyes of Sharia. MashaAllah, very good. The typical case is that a young man would come and they would say that I want to do nikah, Imam, save my iman. I want to save my iman, I want to do nikah. And I want to do a simple nikah. And when we do a little more research and find out, we learn that neither the parents of neither the father and mother of the girl nor of the boy know anything about this nikah. And when we say that, do you have any family who's going to attend? They say no. And we learn through experience and through interaction with other people in the same situation. But this is a general problem that we have seen, that because they are overcome by desire, which is temporary, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, they are not understanding the sanctity of this bond. And they are doing something which is right from the first day. It is in their heart and their mind, at least in the heart and mind of one side, that this is going to be temporary and I'm going to run away. And that is why when you talk about doing a big ceremony, for example, I will do your nikah, but I will do it after Jum'ah, before everyone else, so that the whole community learns about it, which is a preferable, praiseworthy thing and does not take a buck. The Prophet ﷺ has mentioned that spread the news of nikah far and wide as much as you can. So when we try to do that, they run away. And in some cases, we perform that nikah, and 2 or 3 months down the lane, Allahu Akbar, the wife is coming crying that, Imam, my husband has run away and has not maintained any contact. My dear respected brothers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. When we do that, when we do such kind of things, when we play with the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the lives of people, the effects come back to bite us always in our life. Such people do not find peace ever in their life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. When you do not fulfill the rights of people, or when you play with the life of an innocent creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these things come back to bite you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Anyway, so nikah should be performed simply with the sincerity of intention, with giving it your best, that this is my life, this is my wife, this is my husband, I'm going to spend all my life with her or him, and I'm going to give it my best. And don't take it lightly. Although the ceremony or the formality that is required in Islam by the Sharia is very little, very simple, but don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. The other thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has himself mentioned in the Quran, that through nikah you should seek children. You should seek children. You should seek what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for you. So my dear respected brothers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Sometimes even in our religious circles, there is this thought that we are not going to go that way very soon. We are going to give it time. My dear respected brothers, what Allah has written, that will enter. That soul which is supposed to come into this world, that will enter at its own time. You are not allowed, none of us is allowed to interfere in that. The purpose of this relationship, the key purpose is that you have to seek what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for you through this relationship. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned that do nikah, the more or less meaning of the hadith is with the purpose of getting children, so that I will be proud on the number of the people of my ummah, the number of how many people are in my ummah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So my dear respected brothers, this notion that we will control and we will take charge of this soul coming into the world or not is also something that is not allowed, unless special circumstances allow, where the life or health of one of the partners is in danger. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Then under the ayah hunna libasul lakum wa antum libasul lahun, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that you work for each other like a dress, it is mandatory for both man and wife to cover the faults and the things of shame for each other. So those things that are disliked by either one of them to come out into the public, the other one has to guard them. The other one has to protect them and not let them come out in public. Similarly, for a wife, the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned it, to let even a person whom the husband does not like enter into the house is impermissible. A good wife has been mentioned who protects the property, the purity, the sanctity of his husband, and does not let even somebody whom the husband does not like into the house of the husband. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us an understanding. These are the few rights. Inshallah, we'll keep on mentioning them. There's some obvious ones, of course. For example, the responsibility of taking the care of the food and clothing and the livelihood needs of a woman and the whole family have been placed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over the man. And it's a very wrong notion that men and women enter into a contract of marriage thinking that we will financially support each other. We will financially support each other, or my wife should also be a working woman so that it becomes easy for me to take care of my family. A man is supposed, the primary responsibility has been placed upon the man and man alone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. There is of course certain conditions where a man is simply not capable. Then for such men it is permissible that their wives are allowed and they become part of providing for the family, and the specific details can be found out with the ulama. But the key, the principle is that a man has been made responsible, and that is the reason why he has been given more charge and more authority. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us understanding. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Brothers who have prayed the sunnah can do so now. Jazakallah.